of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. I'll call the meeting to order. Looking for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion in 2 seconds. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approval of minutes from Tuesday, May 27th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from. Second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. It is 9 o'clock and I will open a public hearing for a petition to vacate Lot 1 of the southwest quarter of the northwest quarter, section 88434, otherwise known as 17434 Noble Avenue. This is where the Von Qualens are looking to combine two parcels into one. Is that correct, Courtney?
Yes. And I received no public comment.
Is anybody in
see it there. Yeah, I see it there.
any public comment from those in attendance? Okay, it is 9:01 and I will close the public hearing. Item number 2, approve resolution 2025-015, vacation of official plot. Look for a motion.
So moved. I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Courtney, roll call, please.
Anderson?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Miners?
Yes.
McCray?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Item number 3, approve ISAC HIPAA service agreement. Dalton, are you going to speak to this at all or?
Yeah,
Well, it looks like we would be a returning county or region participant, correct?
yeah, so it's the same as the one before, we just switched this last year, it actually through outside. You remember, right?
Wasn't it Karash we were paying before and it was a huge,
Yeah, I mean, they were great, they
Yep.
had guys that would come on site, this service is through ISAC, and unfortunately, it's all online. You know, it has a lot of information, but it doesn't have somebody that comes here and holds our hand and makes us, edits information, so that's one difference, but yeah.
so it's $1,750?
Yep.
Yep. So do we have a motion to renew the current HIPAA training agreement through ISAC?
I'll make a motion to renew the HIPAA agreement. Second that.
We have a motion and a second to renew the HIPAA agreement for $1,750. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dalton. Item number 4, manure management updates. Jody Miners, Section 3, Viola Township, Audubon County, no changes. Joe Tomka, Section 35, Arcadia Township, no changes. Kenneth Sanders, Section 19, Maple River Township, no changes. L&N Pork LLC, Section 25, Ewalt Township, no changes. Opperman Feeders, Section 29, Washington Township, change crop rotation or optimum yields, use manure analysis, McNeese Research Center, no changes. That was the first time for that one, wasn't it, Courtney?
No.
Wasn't, okay. 749 Woodford Creek Farms, Section 11, Pleasant Valley Township, no changes. 740-94 Woodford Creek Farms, Section 4, Union Township, no changes. Item 5, committee reports.
I can go. Pretty quiet. I mean, last week we went on Wednesday, went to the troop send off. That's pretty neat. And on Friday, I went to the North Raccoon River Watershed meeting. I had told Scott this, but there was nothing in relevance for even going to that meeting. They have no money. They haven't since I've been on there for over 2 years. I did try talking to
And there's no balance left, is that right?
No, I don't. I mean, the only thing that it's good for is they make a watershed plan and then the DNR use it to get funding. But initially, I guess before I was on there, they had like 5, 6, 7, 8 million dollars, and they had to give some of it back because they didn't finish some projects they're working on. But since I've been on there, there's been no money. So these meetings, they're not getting quorums, and they are not. They do nothing at these meetings. So
There's 6 of them a year scheduled, or is it monthly?
I think it's quarterly.
Isn't there,
okay.
is that one that's on the 18th?
No, that's a different watershed.
Okay.
That's Nishnabotna. So, this is Raccoon River. But I did try talking them into going to one meeting a year to, do the plan unless we do get funding, because no one will show up and no one, they don't do nothing. They don't say nothing. It was the fastest 40 minutes of my life, you know?
So doesn't Des Moines, participate in that? 'Cause
Um,
they were a big push in that Raccoon River.
But this is North Raccoon.
Oh, North Raccoon.
I don't think I think it goes down to Grimes, I think,
Okay.
if I could be right, remember. There's
Man
like
me-
40
man
some-
meter.
Yeah, somewhere in that area, right? But 40 some people are supposed to be on it, and 17 met the quorum, and there was only 5 in attendance. So the rest were all video. So it just doesn't get no traction, but there's no money. So I said, with no money, there's no reason to meet. They formed that when they did have money, and now they don't.
So
So
you couldn't even act on your suggestion.
yeah,
No, he said they did have.
we met quorum.
Oh,
but-
did you meet quorum?
Yeah, but I brought this up after, you know, so they said in the next meeting, we'll probably talk about it, so.
Done.
Yep, that's
Okay.
it. I have nothing official this week at all, so.
Last week, Tuesday, I went to Carroll City Council. And Tuesday, I also attended the Cattlemen and Pork Producers Question and Answer with Senator Joni Ernst at the Carrollton Inn. Wednesday, I met with Ambulance Director Webker. The new ambulance is still a year and a month away, but on schedule. Also Wednesday, I did meet with the sheriff, and he did hire a new deputy starting the 15th of this month. And Gunnar Gillard is now a DRE, drug recognition expert, first one in Carroll County. Not every county has it, but I think that was a 4-week school he went to, and I think he passed toward the top of his class.
Wow.
So that's a nice asset to have. Then at 4 o'clock, I did go to the National Guard send off at the Carroll Stadium. Thursday, Board of Adjustment meeting, Justin Schrader on Delta Avenue wanted an additional chemical storage tank, and the Board of Adjustment did approve that. Friday was Chamber Coffee at Hub 712. This week, today, I have newspaper, radio. Wednesday, secondary roads claims. Friday is Chamber Coffee at I Saw the Sign. And Friday, I'll also do courthouse claims.
Okay, last week, Tuesday, I had Head Start Policy Council meeting, which I had to run that meeting. They showed the budget. We're at 38.97 with the year at 41%. We did approve the transportation waiver, which we do every year for our buses that don't have the harnesses. And then we also, they're in the process of finalizing the walkie plans for the new Head Start building down there. They're still they're getting to the end, or they're gonna finalize it.
Did they pick an architect yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did get a report back. We had a review here a while back called Focus One. That came out okay. There was a couple of concerns, and that was regard to dentist exams, because we don't have a lot of dentists that will participate in the program. And then also about the CNA credentials. There was a little question there, but that's something that's been done every year and not a big deal. Friday, I did sign documents at Head Start. I tried to get the send off, but I got out of my appointment late, so I was not gonna walk in the middle of it. This week I have nothing, but I do have a thing here that's needed to be, I just want to bring up. We are going to have to look for a new trustee in Roselle Township because Leanne Baumover passed away yesterday.
I saw that.
So I will start that process trying
Thank
to
you.
find someone. Okay.
Wednesday, I went to a hazmat, Region 5 hazmat, in Fort Dodge with Jeff Cohen. Some things they did, they purchased some metering equipment, was paid for by ICAP grant. We're applying for a grant from the Union Pacific Railroad to purchase a drone. We won't know that until September. And we applied for a grant with POET for 2 SCBA bottles, which are self-contained breathing apparatuses. So if they go into the hazardous area. One thing we did find out, like everybody else, they're really having trouble with funding. One of the guys there mentioned he's applied for a federal grant and they don't know if they're going to get it or not. And that's part of the funding for their jobs and things and funding we need for other things. So funding's getting tight at that level also. Then I went to deployment ceremony on Wednesday. Really opened up my eyes a lot on that there.
there weren't a lot of dry eyes
No.
there.
You know, and I thank them for all their service because that's quite a commitment they're giving. Went to the 712 Chamber Coffee Hub 712 on Friday, and I also took a short tour. I had them give me a tour. I didn't know how that place operated, and I kind of got a little feel for what they do there. This week, Kimberly T. from Tala reached out to me, and she's going to meet with me tomorrow, go over some of the projects they're doing and any information I'd like to know or concerns I have or something like that, which is awesome. I'm glad she reached out because I'm really looking forward to that meeting on tomorrow. And then I plan on going to the Chamber Coffee. I saw the sign on Friday, and that's all I really have also. So it's kind of a quiet week.
At that deployment, I wish they would have named each soldier.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
just to give them a little recognition,
Yes.
because I don't know a lot of them, you know. But,
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was everybody from the Pledge of Allegiance on, it was,
yeah,
no words were said,
was
no,
cool,
yeah,
yeah.
it was,
It was
it was
very
touching, yeah.
emotional.
Courtney, next week,
I have right, it's a plat and building.
okay. Any comments from those in attendance? Looks like we're in order for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.